Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of 3 in the series of why is my website failing? I'm going to be going over 6 additional topics here today. I went through another 6 in the previous video. I'll go through another 6 in a later video on why your website is failing. If you are unfamiliar with the channel, my name is Tom Batman Ziegelbauer and I help businesses and entrepreneurs scale their business through the use of technology. So let's just get after it. So this is number 7, beautiful site versus non-functional. So you hired this great designer and they did this beautiful job for you. It doesn't make you any money because it's non-functional. And I call that art. You've heard that in another one of my video series. If your website isn't making you money, it's art. So it needs to be a mix of that. And then the other problem that I see, number 8, is it's functional, but you have bad UX or bad UI, so user experience or user interface, meaning that you hired a developer, they weren't a designer, so you got to watch out for that. Number 9, thin content. This is another thing that I found is when people have me audit their websites, I'll be going through their website and I'll say, okay, well, show me this portion of your site or show me this portion of your site. I'll get into a post and it'll be 20 words and this one will be 50 and this will be maybe 70. Google takes a look at that content and it deems it thin content. So if you are not over 300 words, Google will ding you over and over and over again, and that will hurt your search engine ranking position. And it's really killing you from a keyword perspective too, as the search engines are crawling your site and they're not finding enough content in order to be able to index you and have people find you. Just put enough content on your website to be found. 2, there's another reason why this is so important is you don't want something called bounce rate. So if somebody's coming into your website, they read a sentence, okay, well, I'm gonna leave. There's nothing for me to interact with here. So if they come in, they leave within a minute, or they have 0 interaction, that is going to increase your bounce rate, which is another signal to Google that you're not important enough in order to rank high for that search engine ranking position. Next one is huge images. This is a giant mistake, and it's really easily fixed on a lot of sites. There's especially if you're on the number 1 platform, which is WordPress for the delivery of your web presence. There are many plugins for doing optimization of your images. Basically all that means is it's taking the size of whatever they started out with and optimizing them for the delivery on the web. They don't need to be super giant, and that's one of the things that can slow down your site. Next one is you've hired a designer or a developer when you needed both. Actually, I'm going to add one more thing on there is you hired a designer, a developer, or an SEO expert and you needed all 3. A lot of times we talked about this, you had a designer developer site, great, it's pretty, but it's non-functional. You have a developer who has developed your site and it's not pretty at all. And then you had an SEO person who goes, well, we just need to get all of these keywords and optimize you for being found. Well, you got found, but your site sucks from a looks perspective, and then it's broken. So make sure that when you are hiring your professional, that you're hiring somebody who is well versed in all 3. You definitely need to that. And then the last one I'm going to give you is generic versus focused content. A lot of times I also will come into the site and they're trying to be, when we're doing an audit, and we'll see that they are trying to be all things to everyone. One of the techniques that we use on 0% as an example, and just me mentioning that on this particular video because when it gets posted on our website, we'll take a full transcript. I just said 0%. Oh, I said it twice. Now 0% is showing up. Oh, I said it a third time. It's showing up multiple times on this particular page and is giving us domain authority over and over and over again for the things that we want to be found on. All right, so that was the 6 for part 2 here. Hopefully you received a bunch of value from this particular video. If you did, please hit that like, subscribe, and alert button down at the bottom of this page. And always remember, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.